Hello there, this is Legacy School, Year 5 Geography, our second lesson. We will be talking about natural disasters, causes of natural disasters, global warming and its effects on our lives. What kind of natural disasters can you see in these pictures? I'm sure you can identify just under the heading, that's a tornado. Under that, a volcanic eruption with loads of smoke in our atmosphere. On the right hand side, on the top, you can see extreme dry weather, drought, and under it, a tsunami, a tidal wave, destroying, just about to destroy a city on the coast. Now, natural disaster means made by nature, okay? So a natural disaster is a major adverse event resulting from natural processes of the earth. For example, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, tsunamis, avalanches, and mudslides could be examples of natural disasters. Now, what do they cause? Of course, they often cause loss of lives. They damage the infrastructure that can cause long-lasting economical problems because the people will not be able to do their work as the infrastructure, the roads, and then the electricity, the power, all of that gets damaged. The factories, damaging the livelihoods of people, houses, property, land can get damaged or destroyed, and livestock can be killed. So people will not be able to do farming and raise their animals anymore, and they might starve as well. Now, how do this happen? You've learned about this last year. Volcanic eruptions are caused by pressure building up, okay? The lava from the core of the earth finds a crack and gases and molten rocks erupt onto the surface. And tsunamis are caused by earthquakes under the sea and ocean beds, yeah, that move the water above. Hurricanes and tornadoes are both extreme storms, but hurricanes form over tropical seas and tornadoes form over land. Okay, so this is the basic difference. Hurricanes begin with masses of warm, moist air from ocean surfaces and starts to rise quickly and collides with masses of cooler air. Okay, so the hot and cold air and its collision creates this potentially disastrous event. And tornadoes are caused by the thunderstorm being extremely large, unstable, with wind shear in the lower atmosphere. Now, this instability means that hot and humid conditions are in the lower, and cooler conditions are in the upper atmosphere, and they also collide, of course. All right. Is nature all to blame for this, or is it the irresponsible behavior of the human race that aggravates this problem and it triggers natural disasters? Do we human beings, do we help nature to create catastrophes or make them even bigger? Now, believe it or not, flood, that we all think, oh, it comes because of lots of rain. Well, we human beings, with our way of life, the way we live nowadays, we actually aggravate floods and we create floods ourselves. Now, increased urbanization means that we cover huge surfaces with stones and concrete, which does not allow the excess water to penetrate, to permeate, and go soak into the soil. Now, some farming practices are also very bad because on huge farms, quite often, farmers use very heavy machinery, and the cattle also compacts the soil. It does not allow the excess water to absorb fully. And the worst thing that we human beings unfortunately do is deforestation. When we cut down the trees and we get rid of the plants, then we get rid of the roots of these trees as well, the trees and plants that are supposed to soak up the extra water. The excess water is supposed to be soaked up by these roots. But when we cut down the trees, the excess water has nowhere to go, but goes to our villages, goes to our towns, fills up the rivers, and the rivers flood our cities quite often. Now, things are definitely changing all around the world with our lifestyle, with our industrial lifestyle, factories, cars, chemicals that we are using all the time in producing goods, using cars, traveling by aeroplane. We all create a completely changing environment. Now, of course, there are changes in the rain and snow patterns. Summers are hotter, winters tend to become shorter. And of course, sometimes summers come earlier than they used to come. So it also confuses and changes the migration and life cycle of many animals. Because of the changing summers and the changes in the temperature, the seas and oceans are becoming warmer. Now, some animals like to stay in warm water, but of course there is a limit. And certain species like cooler oceans, they might have to migrate, they might have to leave their original habitats. They may not find enough food in the new habitat. So we inadvertently mess up the whole nature around us. Of course, ice and snow melts on the top of the very high mountains and on the ice caps in the polar regions. Because of the ice and the snow melting, the sea level is rising. So with our way of life, the factories producing more and more fumes, our cars producing harmful gases, manufacturing, air traffic, we ourselves create global warming. Okay, we are changing our climate, and this is why we are suffering every single summer. It is worse and worse. Global warming affects us all, and not just the people in the warmer countries. Okay, we produce too many greenhouse gases. These are various gaseous compounds such as carbon dioxide and methane that absorb infrared radiation, trap the heat in our atmosphere, and contribute to the greenhouse effect. So we live in something like a greenhouse. Our atmosphere is becoming warmer and warmer because of what we produce. We are causing it to ourselves. Now, what could be done? There are some really, really urgent tasks. We should minimize pollution. It's very difficult to stop it completely. We need factories, of course. We do need mass production, but we should minimize the pollution, and we should try to find ways how to manufacture without polluting air and water. We should reuse and recycle whenever we can. We should definitely stop deforestation, because we need the roots of plants and trees to soak up excess water. We should take care of the soil, and we should stop desertification when the land turns into a desert, when fertile land turns into desert. We should stop depending on fossil fuels, oil and gas, and we should think about renewable energy resources like solar and wind power, hydroelectricity. These do not damage our environment. And we should try to be more vegetarian, not necessarily fully, of course. It's very hard when we are used to eating meat so much, but we could change our diet a little bit, because with more meat, we need more animals, we need more cattle, which also need more fields. We cut down more trees, and of course, animals also produce a lot of unwanted gases. All of us can play a part.